Hey, what's up guys? It's Ty from iPhoneTie.com, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to run a free blacklist check on any GSM iPhone. Now this is especially important. Earlier this year, AT&T got, there was a class action lawsuit where they got sued for activating lost or stolen devices. And so since then they've implemented a very aggressive blacklist policy. So we're going to kind of go over that. I'm going to show you guys how to run a free blacklist check. And I'm also going to talk to you guys about how to protect yourselves from accidentally purchasing a lost or stolen or blacklisted device. So the first thing that we want to do, you can do this on a PC, you can do it on your iPhone, you can do it on a iPad mini like I am. We just want to go to the internet, and we're going to go to checkesnfree.com, which I've got right here. So checkesnfree.com, which will bring you to this website right here. Now this website is great. It's free. You can run as many checks as you want. It's not limited, and it seems to be pretty good, pretty accurate. So I've been using this for a few years with the CDMA bad ESN phones, and now they actually just implemented a new blacklist check a few months ago, so I've been using this a lot too. So what you want to do is you want to locate the Imei number, and you would do this if you were buying it from somebody. You might just take your iPhone or your iPad with you and then check it on the spot, or you can ask them for it beforehand. An honest person's not going to have any issue giving it to you, but you also want to double check when you get there too, because someone who's dishonest might give you an Imei that is good, and then hope that you don't check it. So you want to double check it, and you might as well actually just check it when you get there and just bring your phone with you or some way to connect to the internet. Anyway, so we're going to go to checkesnfree.com. We're going to select our carrier. Now this also checks ESNs, so if you're Sprint or Verizon or any other of these CDMA networks, see Cricket, TracFone, Metro PCS, you can run a check as well. But we're going to do a blacklist check because let's say we're buying an AT&T phone, or if it were a T-Mobile phone, you'd run the same thing. Okay, and then we're going to locate the Imei number, which is a 15-digit number located in Settings, General, About. And then, and if I know that a lot of times people will bring you a phone restored and it'll be in the activation menu. This is pretty typical. So if the phone's not activated, so you can't access the home screen, you can always search the Imei number by clicking the little I symbol under iPhone when you lock the screen. So from the slide to unlock screen, you'll see iPhone on the screen, and then you'll see a little I symbol underneath it. You tap that, it'll display. Yeah, if you need more information about that, just let me know, and I can send you a picture. It's fairly simple. But anyway, so we're going to take the 15-digit Imei number. We are going to, well, I'm just going to copy and paste this one to save time. But you'll put this in, you don't want to put any spaces, so put it in just like this. And then we will go ahead and check ESN. Now, this takes about 5 to 15 seconds to return your results, which is pretty quick. So we'll give it just a second here. Okay. Now it has returned our results, and we can go ahead and take a look at the results of this Imei. Now, this one, as you can see right here, is blacklisted. We're going to ignore the bottom two lines. It says clean ESN, but we're running a blacklist check, so we'll ignore those. And then if you scroll over a little bit more, you'll see that it's actually blacklisted for being stolen. Now, to kind of give you a little bit of background on this Imei right here, this is one that I had purchased about a month ago, and I had bought it from an individual. And this brings up a very important point. I'm going to get into this, but I bought this from an individual and actually ran a blacklist check, and it came back not blacklisted. So I bought it, I spent the money on it, I brought it home, I factory unlocked it, I sold it to somebody the next day, and then 3 days later they called me up and said their phone wasn't working, that it just wasn't connecting. And so I had them bring it back, and I ran another check, and sure enough, it was blacklisted. So I had to give them their money back, and now I've got this phone that will not work on any network. And I can't stress that enough, guys. I have people who come to my website to get a factory unlock done all the time, and they think that if the phone's blacklisted and you factory unlock it, that suddenly it's not going to be blacklisted on other networks. So that's not how it works. The Imei goes into a big database with all the other GSM. It doesn't matter what carrier, all the other GSM IMEIs that are blacklisted are sitting in that database as well. The moment that you go to connect to that network, it's going to reject it. It's going to be blocked from the network. So that's why this is so aggressive. With the CDMA ones, what you could do is put a GPP SIM interposer in an iPhone 4, and you could unlock it for another network even if it was blacklisted, but you can't even use a GPP on one of these. It's just completely blocked. And so you've got a very expensive iPod Touch, or yeah, anyways, or paperweight. It works good as a paperweight as well, but unfortunately I can't use it and I don't know what to do with it. So, but anyways, guys, let's kind of get into that a little bit. Talk about how you can protect yourself. If this only reflects current status, well, how can you protect yourself when you're buying a phone if, a few days later, like in this situation, it can end up lost or stolen? Now, first off, you have to understand why it takes a few days. Now, Check ESN Free will actually pull from the database instantly. When someone calls in a phone and tells AT&T that it's stolen, the moment that they put that in the database, it will show up in here. But the thing is, if you get a phone stolen, you might not know that it's stolen right away, and you might think that it's possibly lost and might not call it in and report it for a few days, and that's what I think happened here. And if you're someone who steals phones, you're going to try and get rid of it as quickly as possible. So there's a few things that you can do, and the number one thing, guys, is to trust your intuition. But there's a few other kind of red flags that I've found over the years that people who steal phones almost always have. Not always. Some people who steal are very good. In this one, obviously, I didn't catch it. I didn't catch any of these red flags, and it got through, and it just happened. So anyways, if the people seem like they don't know a whole lot about the device that they're selling to you, they're telling you that it's an iPhone 4 and you get there and it's an iPhone 4S. You get there and it turns out that there's a passcode on it, and you ask them for the code and they say that they don't know it. That's not going to be very typical of someone who actually owns the phone. They're at least going to restore it beforehand, but if you steal it and you want to get rid of it as quickly as possible. If it seems too good to be true, if the people don't know a whole lot of information about it, if they seem sketchy and they don't want to give you very much information, or they seem like they don't have very much information about it, then I would avoid it altogether. Also, you can take a few other precautions, and with how aggressive this new Blacklist thing is, I've actually started implementing this myself, and it's worked out very well. When I go to meet up with somebody, and I think that this is completely reasonable because an iPhone is so expensive. You're spending anywhere between $200 and $600 for a phone. So it's not unreasonable to ask for a bill of sale and ask them to see their license. So have them sign a bill of sale. And I wouldn't just write over the phone, say, hey, I need to know this isn't stolen. I need you to sign something and I'm going to need to see your ID. You might offend somebody by doing that. So the way that I do that is when I show up, I have the bill of sale ready. I don't necessarily tell them that I'm going to have it, but when I show up, and this is what I tell them, and you can say the same thing. It doesn't matter if you own a business or not, but I do, so I use it for tax purposes, and I will tell them, hey, I own a business, and for tax purposes, I just need to have you sign this here that I'm paying you this much for this phone. And then, I'll put somewhere in there that they acknowledge that the phone is not blacklisted, lost, or stolen, and then they can sign that. And if they're honest, they're not going to have any issue with it. I haven't had any troubles with it except for people who I feel are being dishonest with me, and they'll tell me no, and then I'll just go on my way, and I won't purchase a phone. But it's been saving me. Like I said, I bought this one about a month ago. I started using this. I haven't bought one since, so maybe I've just gotten lucky, but it seems to be working for me well. But anyways, guys, there's my video for you. If you have any questions as far as bad ESNs or blacklisting, please leave them in the comments below. You can also visit my website or forums, ask me there. You can shoot me an email as well. I've got lots of contact information on YouTube and also on my website. So the website is iPhonetie.com. So anyways, guys, I hope that helps. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.